This is sound design video number 4. And what we're doing today is we're going to make some sound with these lovely snow crab legs and claws, as you can see there, that I got at Food Town. And this is for Judy when she transforms into her final form, or something like close to her final form. So she's got some kind of crustacean appendages, so let's make some sound with these guys. I figured that this would be very different from the sound of paper or plastic. It just has a different sound to it. It's something you can't really imitate as far as I know. I'm sure you could foley it with something, but I haven't found the object that makes it sound like crabs. So here we go with some crab legs. That ought to do it. This is to keep the crab juice, the stinky snow crab juice, off the table. Okay, so I've opened up Pro Tools. This is actually the session for episode 7 completed. We are actually on episode 8 now. I didn't get to this right away like I thought I would. So I'm picking up here and I'm going back to show you how I used the crab sound, the snow crab shell sound, why I think it was important to get the actual thing, which is a big part of sound design, knowing what materials to use for the sound you want. And then lastly, kind of the effects and stuff, which I really didn't do a lot, to be honest. It's pretty minimal. So let's play the, we're going to play the actual segment here. It starts off with Justina Nubili in a helicopter. Kenny and Judy have just escaped from Westmore State Psychiatric Hospital, and let's listen to it.
Wait, don't land. That truck on the edge of the field. Can you get closer? My house. Kenny.
Wait, let me get that thing off you. Oh, whoa, you're a lot bigger. And are those arms? Wow.
My house.
Your house. Okay.
And that's that. So that's the scene. You can hear probably, I guess you could tell, although it's, not super obvious, that the snow crab's shell sounds were in the sound design there for the sound of Judy growing. The idea here is that she's becoming a kind of a otherworldly creature. Her DNA has been altered, but to being something more akin to a crustacean as she's gotten bigger. You might notice that her voice drops down in the second My House. So I'm going to solo the SFX track with the crab shell on it and the submix, so we can hear it. So here's the sound of the crab shell as I used it by itself. So you can see there's a number of little regions here of snow crab sound. So what I did basically is I selectively pitch bent the snow crab sound effect, starting with it higher and making it lower. The idea being that the lower in pitch a sound effect is, the illusion is that the thing itself is getting bigger. So it's not true for everything, but in this case, I think it basically has a fairly subtle, but somewhat realistic effect of this crunching skin, exoskeleton, whatever, kind of ripping and distorting and cracking and getting bigger. So we can't really see it here. I guess we can. You can see that these are individual regions, and each one was pitch shifted at a different amount. It got lower and lower. So if I had selected this entire set of this entire region here, and I pitch shift it down one step, then I would basically unselect part of it and pitch this down another step, and then unselect another part and pitch this down a further step. So you get the idea. This gets pitched, the stuff down this end gets pitch shifted multiple times, whereas down this end it only gets pitch shifted once, twice, 3 times. So you end up with something getting lower and lower in pitch. So here it is again. So that's literally just pitching. That's all it is. And then, you know, other than that, I use the volume curve. I just, you know, made it start a little quieter, I think. Yeah, here it starts a little quieter, gets really loud at the part where she gets really big. And then the rest of it is just her moving around, so it's not as important to have it really hot in the mix. So I brought it down at different points. And then the rest of this is just footsteps and then other sound effects. So that's basically it. The reason why I didn't have to do too much to it was because I used the sound that I knew would sound right for what I was trying to get. And it's really funny. You think you could get something that sounds like a crab shell, but you really can't. I tried plastic, I tried wood, I tried all kinds of things. I knew off the bat that there would be nothing that would sound like a crab shell. And it's funny because it resembles plastic in a strange way, although it's obviously organic. But there's something about the specific nature of a crab shell that makes it sound a certain way when it moves and when it taps against itself or rubs against itself. So I thought it was really useful for that reason. So what I did was went out and bought a $16 frozen snow crab from the local food market. It was the cheapest one I could find, and used it. I've got some still in the freezer here, so if we ever need to make the sound of Judy's strange appendages again, which I'm sure we will, I'll have them ready. Check in with me on the comments if you have any questions or any thoughts. I'd like to know what people think about that crab shell sound. Do they think that they could find something that would sound like a crab shell? Bye-bye.